Manchester United return from international break. Almost full-strength squad ready. Welcome back to United News, the channel you can always count on for honest, accurate Manchester United coverage. While other sources might give you clickbait headlines and half-truths, we bring you the real story straight from Carrington. Whether it is team news, transfer updates, or tactical analysis, United News is your trusted companion in following the Red Devils. Make sure you stay with us for all the inside information that truly matters. What just happened at Carrington? Have you ever wondered what it feels like when a football club gets its energy back? That is exactly what happened at Manchester United's training ground this week. After the international break, the players returned to Carrington, and something felt different. There was buzz in the air. There was intensity on the training pitch. And most importantly, there was good news about player fitness. International breaks can be tricky for club managers. You send your best players away to represent their countries, and you just hope they come back in one piece. Sometimes they return exhausted. Sometimes they pick up knocks. And sometimes, if you are really unlucky, they come back with serious injuries. For Ruben Amorim, this international break brought mostly positive news. The Portuguese manager watched as player after player walked through the Carrington gates looking sharp, confident, and ready to go. There was just one significant problem, but we will get to that in a moment. Bruno Fernandes returns as a man on fire. Let us start with the captain. Bruno Fernandes went away with Portugal, and he came back looking like he could take on the world by himself. Why? Because he just scored a hat-trick for his country, helping Portugal secure their qualification for the next stage. 3 goals in one international match is not something that happens every day, even for a player as talented as Bruno. This was the kind of performance that reminds everyone why he wears the armband for both club and country. The confidence, the leadership, the quality on the ball, everything was there. When Bruno stepped onto the Carrington training pitch this week, that same energy came with him. He was not coasting after his international success. He was not taking it easy. Instead, he was running the training sessions with his usual intensity, pushing his teammates, demanding more from everyone around him. This is exactly what United need right now. They have a crucial match against Everton coming up on Monday, and having your captain return in this kind of form is massive. Bruno sets the tone for the entire team. When he is flying, everyone else tends to lift their game as well. For Amorim, seeing his captain in this mood must feel like getting an early Christmas present. Bruno is the kind of player who can drag a team forward through difficult moments. With him in this kind of form, United have a genuine game-changer ready to make things happen against Everton. Casemiro shows he still has plenty to offer. Remember all those questions about whether Casemiro still has what it takes at the highest level. The Brazilian just answered them in the best way possible with his performances on the pitch. Casemiro returned from international duty with Brazil looking like he had turned back the clock. He delivered one of his best displays of the year, showing the calm authority and defensive intelligence that made him one of the best midfielders in the world during his Real Madrid days. What impressed Amorim most was not just the defending. It was the passing. Casemiro controlled the tempo for Brazil, playing with the kind of composure and vision that makes everything easier for the players around him. His passing was crisp, his positioning was smart, and his reading of the game was top class. This is huge for United. They need Casemiro to be at his best in the coming weeks. The midfielder has been in good form this season already, but seeing him perform like this for Brazil shows he is ready to take things to another level. For Monday's match against Everton, Amorim knows he can count on Casemiro to stabilize the midfield. In the Premier League, you need players who can handle pressure, who can make the right decisions under stress, and who can protect the defense when things get difficult. Casemiro can do all of that, and his international performances proved he is in the right mental and physical space to deliver. The young guns step up. While the big names grabbed headlines, some of United's younger players also returned from international duty with glowing reports. These are the stories that might not make the front pages, but they matter just as much for the club's future. Senne Lammens, the young goalkeeper, came back without any issues. More importantly, his international coaches had nothing but praise for him. When a young keeper gets positive reviews from experienced coaches, it means he is developing the right way. Lammens looked confident and composed when he returned to Carrington, ready to push for opportunities. Then there is Patrick Dorgu, the teenage fullback who is starting to make people take notice. Playing international football as a teenager is never easy. The game is faster, the opponents are stronger, and the pressure is higher. But Dorgu handled it all with maturity that went way beyond his years. Amorim was reportedly impressed with how Dorgu carried himself during his international matches. The youngster showed tactical awareness, physical ability, and the kind of mental strength that suggests he could have a big future at Old Trafford. Right now, he is sharp, confident, and fully ready if the manager needs him. Bryan Mbeumo also returned in excellent form after his time with Cameroon. He put in a standout performance for his country, showing the kind of quality that makes him a valuable squad option for United. Mbeumo looked sharp in training this week, moving well and clearly ready for selection if called upon. These might seem like small stories, but they add up. When your young players are developing well, when they are handling international duty with confidence, and when they are coming back ready to compete, it says something positive about the culture Amorim is building at United. The one big problem, Benjamin Sesko. Now we come to the bad news. Every story has a villain, and in this case, the villain is injury. Benjamin Sesko did not show up for training at Carrington this week, and the reason is not good. The Slovenian striker picked up an injury during Manchester United's match against Tottenham Hotspur, and early reports suggest he will be out for at least 1 month. For Amorim, this is a significant blow to his attacking plans. Sesko has been an important part of United's squad this season. His pace, his movement, and his finishing ability give the team a different dimension in attack. Losing him for a month means Amorim will need to find other solutions up front, and it puts more pressure on the other attacking players to step up. Injuries are part of football. Every team deals with them, but the timing of this one is particularly annoying for United. They have important matches coming up, including Monday's game against Everton, and having all your attacking options available makes such a difference. The good news is that Sesko is expected back in about a month, not 3 or 4 months. This is not a season-ending injury, but a month is still long enough to cause problems, especially if United pick up any other injuries in the attacking positions during that time. So how will Amorim cope without Sesko? That brings us to our next story. Joshua Zirkzee seizes his moment. When one player goes down with injury, another player gets an opportunity. That is how football works. And right now, Joshua Zirkzee is grabbing his chance with both hands. The Dutch forward has been one of the standout performers in training this week. According to reports from Carrington, Zirkzee has elevated his game in response to Sesko's absence. He is showing sharp movement, strong link-up play, and clinical finishing in the training ground exercises. What has impressed the coaching staff most is Zirkzee's intensity. He is not just going through the motions. He is not just filling in time until Sesko comes back. He is training like someone who wants to prove he deserves to be a regular starter for Manchester United. This is exactly the kind of competition Amorim wants in his squad. When players know they have a genuine chance to start if they perform well, it raises everyone's level. Zirkzee could have sulked about being a backup option. Instead, he has used this opportunity to show what he can do. For Monday's match against Everton, do not be surprised if Zirkzee gets the nod to start up front. His recent training performances suggest he is ready for that responsibility. And if he takes his chance well, he might keep that spot even when Sesko returns to fitness. This is one of those situations where an injury to one player could end up being the making of another. If Zirkzee performs well over the next few weeks, he could establish himself as a key player in Amorim's plans for the rest of the season. Kobbie Mainoo looking sharp. Let us talk about one of United's most exciting young talents. Kobbie Mainoo returned from international duty and immediately caught everyone's eye in training. The young midfielder was present and training at full intensity, showing the kind of quality that has made him such a valuable player for United this season. His composure on the ball, his energy off it, and his crisp passing were all on display at Carrington this week. Mainoo is the type of midfielder modern football is built around. He can defend, he can pass, he can carry the ball forward, and he makes smart decisions under pressure. At his age, having all those qualities is remarkable. Many players twice his age do not have that complete skill set. For Amorim, having Mbeumo fit and firing is huge. The midfielder gives United balance in the middle of the park. He can play alongside Casemiro and complement the Brazilian style perfectly. While Casemiro provides the experience and defensive solidity, Mbeumo brings energy, creativity, and the ability to break lines with his passing. Against Everton on Monday, expect Mbeumo to play a key role. His ability to control the tempo and make things happen in tight spaces could be crucial against a well-organized Everton defense. And based on what we have seen in training this week, he is more than ready for that challenge. Mbeumo Martínez takes a big step forward. Here is some news that will make every United fan smile. Mbeumo Martínez is back on the grass. Not in full team training yet, but he has officially started individual sessions at Carrington. This is a massive step forward for the Argentine defender. Martínez has been out for a while now, and his leadership and defensive ability have been sorely missed. There is a reason why United's defense looked so much better when Martínez was fit last season. He brings an intensity and quality that makes everyone around him better. Individual training sessions might not sound exciting, but they are crucial. They mean the player is progressing well in their recovery. They mean the medical staff are happy with how the injury is healing. And they mean we are getting closer to seeing Martínez back in a United shirt. Amorim will be particularly pleased about this news. The Portuguese manager never got the chance to work with Martínez before the injury, so he is yet to see what the defender can do in his system. Based on Martínez's qualities, though, he should fit perfectly into Amorim's plans. The Argentine is aggressive, good on the ball, comfortable playing in a back three or a back four, and brings the kind of winning mentality every top team needs. When he does return to full training and then to match action, United's defense should get a significant boost. We do not have an exact date for when Martínez will be back playing, but seeing him on the grass doing individual work is the first big step. United fans should be excited about this development. Amorim pushing the squad hard. With Monday's match against Everton approaching fast, Ruben Amorim is not letting his players ease back into things. The Portuguese manager has been driving the squad hard with high-intensity drills and detailed tactical work. This is a must-win match for United. Everton have been struggling this season, which makes them exactly the kind of opponent United need to beat convincingly. Dropping points to teams in the lower half of the table is what has cost United in recent seasons. Amorim is determined not to let that happen on his watch. The training sessions this week have been intense and focused. Amorim is rehearsing specific tactical situations, making sure every player knows their role in different phases of the game. He is working on pressing patterns, attacking movements, and defensive organization. What has impressed observers at Carrington is how the players are responding. There is hunger in the group. There is unity. Everyone seems to be buying into what Amorim is trying to build. This is crucial for any manager, but especially for one who is still relatively new to the club. Getting players to trust your methods and work hard for your ideas takes time. But the early signs suggest Amorim is winning that battle. The squad looks committed to his vision. For Monday's match, expect United to come out with energy and purpose. The international break has given players time to refresh, and now they are coming back determined to push United up the table. What this all means for Monday, so let us put all this information together. What does it mean for United's crucial clash with Everton? First, the squad is in good shape overall. Bruno Fernandes returns in brilliant form and full of confidence. Casemiro is playing some of his best football. Young players like Mbeumo, Dorgu, and Lammens are all fit and ready. Even without Sesko, United have options in attack with Xerxes stepping up his game. Second, the mood around the camp is positive. International breaks can sometimes disrupt momentum, but in this case, it seems to have given United's key players a confidence boost. They went away, performed well for their countries, and came back ready to transfer that form to club football. Third, Amorim has had time to work on his tactics. The international break gave him space to focus on training without worrying about match preparation. Now his ideas should be clearer to the players, and we should see them execute his game plan more effectively. The only negative is Sesko's injury, but even that has a silver lining in Xerxes' response. Sometimes constraints force teams to find new solutions, and those solutions end up working brilliantly. What United fans should watch for. As we head into Monday's match, there are several things United fans should keep an eye on. First, watch how Bruno Fernandes performs. His hat-trick for Portugal should give him massive confidence, and we might see him taking more risks, trying more ambitious passes, and generally playing with freedom. When Bruno is confident, United are dangerous. Second, look at how Casemiro controls the midfield. His international performances showed he is in great form, and Everton will provide a good test of whether he can dominate the midfield battle in the Premier League as well. Third, pay attention to Joshua Zirkzee if he starts. This is his chance to prove he belongs in the starting 11. How he handles the pressure and performs in Sesko's absence could define his United career. Fourth, watch the young players. Mainoo should start, and players like Dorgu might get opportunities off the bench. Their development is crucial for United's future, and seeing them perform well would be encouraging. Finally, look at the overall energy and organization of the team. Does United look like a team that knows what it is doing? Do the players understand their roles? Is there clear structure to how they attack and defend? These things will tell us how well Amorim's ideas are taking hold. The bigger picture. This match against Everton is about more than just 3 points. It is about momentum. It is about building confidence. And it is about showing that United can consistently beat the teams they should beat. Too many times in recent years, United have dropped silly points against lower-ranked teams. They beat the big clubs and then lose to teams fighting relegation. That inconsistency has kept them from challenging for titles. Amorim needs to change that pattern. Monday's match is a perfect opportunity to show that United are becoming more reliable, more professional, and more consistent. The squad is in good shape. The preparation has been good. Now it is time to deliver on the pitch. Final thoughts from United News. As we look ahead to Monday's crucial clash with Everton, the news from Carrington has been mostly positive. United are returning from the international break in good shape, with key players in form and the squad looking sharp. The only real concern is Sesko's injury, but even that has given Zirkzee a chance to step up. Sometimes these situations work out better than expected, and we will see if that proves true in the coming weeks. At United News, we will be here to bring you all the latest updates, honest analysis, and inside information you need. We do not do clickbait. We do not make up stories. We just give you the truth about what is happening at Manchester United. Stay tuned to our channel for match coverage, post-game analysis, and all the news from Old Trafford and Carrington. Whether United win, lose, or draw, we will be here to break it down and keep you informed. Thanks for trusting United News as your source for everything Manchester United. We will see you after the Everton match with full coverage and reaction. Come on, United!